Well, it is 5:45 on Friday, and I am about to get on the Spirit of Tas. And first thing in the morning, we are hightailing it straight to Port Macquarie to meet up with Tyler. I've been so excited for this trip. I've really needed to get away after doing all that work in the shed. So yeah, let's get on the boat and let's do this.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you, just as far as I can go.
Alright, so we're off the boat and I've just filled up with diesel for the first time. I'm punching out about 1200 k's today. This thing's got about 800 to 1,000 kilometre range with the long range tank in the back. I'm packed super light for this trip. Obviously having the tyres on the back, I got rid of my spare and tools tub entirely. I'm carrying just a little selection of tools under my seat, which is just enough to change a tyre and sort of deal with a wheel bearing. I'm not carrying any spares because I'm going to be wheeling with Tyler. He's got a TDGQ, he carries all the same spares as I would. And then once I'm done with Tyler, I'm going to be pretty local to Sydney anyway. And so, you know, if I need to do an alternator or a CV or something like that, Kinsella will know someone or somewhere where I can sort something. So also don't need to pack much food or clothes because I'm going to be with mates, and so we're going to be able to stop and shop and wash clothes and just stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to keep punching on up there and I'll catch up with you guys. Such a beautiful sunrise here, man. I'll give this a look. So yeah, we've been cruising around this afternoon, just sort of having a look around, and Tyler mentioned this really cool lookout that's up here, and then he also remembered that there was like this power line track sort of getting up the face of one of the sides to the hill. And so we sort of parked at the bottom of it, had a quick look, and I think we're going to give it a bit of a crack, so we'll see what it ends up like. So after plenty of goes trying to get up the face of this steep hill through those deep ruts, it was just time to winch. But he only needed a little pull and that was enough, and he could make his way to the top. So yeah, this is literally just like, I don't know, 15 minutes from Tyler's house, and I'm having an absolute blast. We're just heading up to this lookout, and yeah, it's so cool. Like that ruddy section was really cool. Jesus, that's steep. I'll give you a bit of room, dude.
Yeah, I'm near the top, but I fucking came to a stop. There's going to be a fucking full send up here, so I'll have to come back, right back, I reckon.
Alright, I better go up and film Tyler. Dad said he'd come to a complete stop just then. Now this shows just how steep and slippery this is. Tyler is hard on the brake and he's still slipping backwards.
AJT's were bloody redlined on that.
Yeah, I reckon. How'd that feel, mate? Was that pretty sketchy or what?
It wasn't too bad, but like the worst thing is thinking you're about to just go flying backwards and you can't stop.
Yeah. So yeah, you saw that. I mean, that was faster than, I mean, we'll see when I have a crack at it, but like he was going pretty quick and still didn't get it, so that shows how slippery it is. This is like a wombat hill. Now, I've had to cut a fair bit of this winching out, but trust me when I say it took us a long time to get to the top. Well, that was a mission, wasn't it? Far out, that was deceiving as. When he come back down the first time, I sort of just assumed that he'd have another bite and get a bit further, but he had another bite and didn't quite get as far, so yeah, that's super deceiving. I very highly doubt that I'll be driving that. Even if I get to here, like there's no way I'm getting up and around that corner.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna let a bit of air out of my tyres.
Mate, I think in my head, oh, you won't make it, but then you somehow make it, so I'm not going to say anything.
All right, my turn for that slippery hill. Might take my keys out because I know they're going to end up out. Then I'm going to try third gear, both lockers.
I'm good up here when you are.
All right, here we come. I was not expecting that. What the hell? Far out. I was so nervous. Dead set, I'll let a few extra PSI out. I reckon that's all it was. I was just saying to the camera, I reckon that was 100% those extra few PSI.
Yeah, what did you go down to?
8 in the rear and 10 in the front. This brutal little drop off here, it's just hard to see a bit. This towards me a little bit. Yep. And now we're just making our way across the face of the hill, which is a little bit sketchy, but not too bad. This is bloody tight through here. I don't think there's been anyone in here for a while. And so after making our way across the face of the hill, we turned up another track, and this had some big slabs on it that we had to navigate. It did look good for a moment. I said it looked good for a moment. You're going to start teetering if you go back as well. Your front wheel just came off the ground a bit.
Yeah, I know. And if I roll back in a moment, it'll want to tip me.
Yep.
So this is not the line.
That's not the line. But it was a good effort. Like, it looked good up until then. I honestly underestimated that step.
Well, I suppose you better hook a winch up then, is that what we're thinking? Because I can't back up, can I?
Nah, if you back up, I reckon she'll
roll.
Tip over. It's hard to see it in this video, but for those viewing at home, this tyre's going to get higher, that one's going to get lower, and so it's going to make him go like that as he goes back. One thing we haven't talked about so far is just how wet this ground is. And so running out of options yet again, it was time to winch. This angle's not quite right. Keep going back. Now stop and straighten up. Come towards me. Now winch. And just up ahead, it wasn't going to get any easier.
I lost count of just how many times Tyler tried to drive this. We just couldn't get the wheels in a good spot. The ground was super wet, and I think he probably had just a little bit too much air in his tyres. And on the final try, he ended up super hard on his diff, and so it was time to winch.
Alright, we're at this awkward little spot here. I don't really know what to try here, to be honest with you. That was scary.
You slid a long way. You were so close, I thought you were about to go.
Yeah, so did I.
It's times like this I wish cameras showed what's truly going on. This angle was actually pretty hairy.
That's slippery and sketchy.
I'm in the same spot as you, aren't I? Alright, we better winch it. Well, I zoomed a long way across the face of that. Should I maybe winch in first gear? Just so it's a bit more controlled.
Yeah.
Alright, that's Tyler up. I just got bitten by 2 jack jumpers, so that's always freaking mint. And I crushed my finger with a rock. Yeah, a couple of complaints from the boys. Alright, we'll bring mine up here, see if I can't have a go at this rock step.
And so with one more short leg to the lookout, that tops off our first day wheeling in the Port Macquarie area. But stick around because some of my favourite wheeling ever is yet to come when Burto joins us for Little Mousetrap and Big Mousetrap.
It is a brand new day and we're just going for another look around locally. I think we're going to Bago first. Hopefully this rain holds off so we can go for a look at Cops. From everyone that's talked about it, like Cops is just silly with this much rain, as in like beyond fun, like just dangerous and annoying. I never really plan on bringing the GQ this far north again, and this is the car that I built for this kind of stuff, right? So yeah, I really kind of want to get some stuff done at Cops. But yeah, we'll get into Bago and have a look.
And so this is Bago. You guys probably know it most from the Bago Steps and the Bago Bluff, but there is actually a lot of really cool tracks out here, all pretty steep and pretty rocky.
After yesterday, had a good sleep, had a good hard think about what I'd done, and I'm back for redemption today.
Well, yeah, that didn't seem sort of as slippery as we were maybe thinking. I don't know, it's also pretty rocky, like you're gonna have a fair bit of grip. We're all running like sort of around that 10 PSI, so see how we go. This all seems fairly rocky and grippy so far, but it is also starting to drizzle with rain. This is quite a hill. It just doesn't sort of let up. Both lockers in, and first gear maybe? I think it's just going to be a crawl. See how we go. This is a lot steeper and rockier than it looks like on camera. Man, someone needs to invent a camera that shows how this stuff really is.
And that mate, different line.
Unreal.
Different line, mate. I figured instead of all looking like we're doing the same thing, I'll change it up. That's the line I used to do in the Sierra. I used to get a stock Sierra up there and back in the day. You just go straight around it.
This is a stock Sierra, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Couple of 31s.
No, this is 29s.
29.
Yeah.
Keep a road legal.
Leaf spring,
That's the way.
all around.
And so it was time for one more climb up the Bago Steps before it was time for lunch. I think the boys might have stitched me up on this one. I didn't know the line and I got hung straight on the rear diff. Hard on the rear diff, that line won't work. And so with all three of us at the top, it was time to make our way to the lookout for lunch. And then the real wheeling starts.
So this is Bago Bluff, what I knew of, and typically you'd see cars parked up on that rock and looking out over a cliff, but that's been bollarded off, which is a bit of a shame because I don't see why you would bollard that off when you can come and do exactly the same thing here. Like if they're worried about people pushing cars off, you can literally do that here. So at this stage, it seems like government bodies are literally just trying to stop people from being in nice places. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I think we're about to take back off again and have a little look at Little Mousetrap. So what are we heading towards now, boys?
Little Mousetrap is where we're off to now, mate. It's a pretty cool obstacle because you drive through an old railway tunnel which has got water in it, and then you drop out the other side into a creek. There's like 2 or 3 big steps there you got to climb.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, if you haven't been there, it probably looks pretty daunting when you get there, but it's normally pretty good. I haven't really seen anyone do any battle damage or break anything there, really.
It's still not great news for cops, unfortunately. We've sort of been speaking to Mitch throughout the day, and he said the rain sort of picked back up there, and so if that's not an option, then I'm guessing we'll probably just sort of head south towards the Wattos, at which point we'll be meeting up with someone else that is a good friend of mine and who is a really, really good wheeler. So yeah, either way we've got a good plan. But yeah, let's go to Little Mousetrap, see what she's about.
And so this is probably one of the coolest entries to a track I've ever seen. You've got to drive under a highway, up the creek, and then out a steep clay climb. And it makes for some awesome footage. And so if you look carefully, you can see that Tyler's E-lockers are not playing ball for the first 2 attempts.
Dude, how was that?
Bloody wild.
Once you got that locker working.
Yeah, there's those bloody...
Nice work, dude.
That was the hardest I've ever sent this car.
Yeah, I loved it, dude. All right, Little Mousetrap. First little climb and through that little bridge.
so with Tyler and myself at the top, it was Burto's turn. And being the third car with the tracks as wet as they are, he's pretty much got to give it everything that TD's got.
It's close. So close. Oh, you backed off. Big clutch kick. If it was going to do it, it'd do it. Trust me, there's no other bloke could get it done. So yeah, this is the sort of main climb of Little Mousetrap. The boys are just discussing what lines they're going to do. This looks pretty flat in video. Like, it's not until you get here do you see how steep and how sharp everything is. So it looks like the left line over here is like the main OG line. And then the middle line is like kind of a double bump, which I don't know if you'll get in this wet, to be honest. Like, it seems dry, but as soon as you get through this, it's just like, you know, you could mix concrete out of it. It's just like wet gravel. But yeah, Tyler's up first, so that's the best part. Look at these boys, the Da Vinci Code, eh? You got it cracked?
Yeah, look, we're putting together a few algorithms,
Yep.
Pythagoras' theorem, and we'll work out some mathematical equations. We'll get it done.
It takes me a fair second to get up there because I'm so low. I like this right on this line.
It does look cool.
It's wet.
Yeah.
I've only ever done it in the dry with two
I might still have a feel.
Have a poke of it, because if it's grippy, it's grippy.
And so Tyler was up first, and it's the double bump line for him.
Alright, so we're on the main little pinch of the Little Mousetrap, and I'm going to give the far left line a go, just to see if I can't crawl up around the left here. And if I can't, then I'll give it a bump up the middle like Tyler did.
I've like fully set that angle before, with a rooftop.
Second?
And so the problem I'm having here is first gear didn't have the wheel speed to pop up the front.
That was first. Yeah, but because at the start I'm crawling slow.
Yeah.
And so by the time it needs a bump, I don't have wheel speed.
And so I had to try and time the boost lag in second to hit right as I wanted to pop the top step.
Oh my god, dude!
Mate, you got it done.
Oh, mate! Yeah! Oh, I was just about to back and just call it and just say screw it.
so with Little Mousetrap under our belts, we've got one more track left for the day, and that is Big Mousetrap. This is one big, continuous, shaly steep hill, and in these conditions, it's going to take a fair bit of sand to get to the top.
I'm told this is Big Mousetrap, I think it's called. It's pretty steep. This rock step's pretty decent, so I'm about to bring my car up now. Have a look.
Now make no mistake, the cameras do not do this justice. It is a steep hill and it is super wet. It would not take much to come unstuck and roll all the way to the bottom. And so Tyler has called for the winch.
I probably wouldn't want much more than that.
And then it was my turn, and if I didn't want to winch, it was going to take third gear pin to get to the top.
That was a full send.
Yeah, it's one of them ones you just have to commit to.
I don't have it in me to send it that hard on this stuff.
I would have called that a controlled send. That wasn't like a fucking see you later, everything you've got.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a track, eh?
That step in the middle, the main thing I was worried about was like not making it and then going sideways.
Yeah.
So I just like,
That's where everyone rolls. I've seen a twin lock dual cab with 35s roll down this whole thing.
Yeah,
now you tell me.
That's steep. That's bloody steep. I was quite prepared to just hook my front wheels over that step and then sort of just winch. But once I felt the car on it, it felt like it could go. But like, then afterwards, Burto told me that he's seen a car get his front wheels over it, then go sideways and roll. And like, you know, this is a long hill. When I'm standing around waiting for these things, I get real nervous and worried. And then when you get in the car, I don't know what goes through your head, but something just takes over, I swear to God. But yeah, anyway, hopefully Burto gets up. He's only got a Dominator, so that'll be a slow winch if he's got a winch. But he's got a lot of send in him too, so see how we go. And so while that was bloody entertaining to watch, it wasn't quite enough to get him to the top, and so now it's going to be a long winch on the 12-volt Dominator. I tell you what, Burto, these 12-volt low mounts is no good. Very, very slow. Bloody Dominator, eh? And so, after giving Burto just the right amount of shit for not making the hill that I could drive, it was time to go to the Blue Creek Dam wall, and the boys promised me a pretty specky view. So yeah, this is the dam wall. It's pretty high, to be honest. I think that's probably going to wrap up today's wheeling, and probably even the wheeling for this area. From all reports, I think Coffs is a no-go. It's just going to be, you know, not possible. So that might have to be something that I come up and do another time, whether it's in the GQ or the GU. From here, we're probably going to head south. There's plenty to do down there. I think that'll probably wrap up this episode. If you did enjoy this episode, please hit the thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.